All right, I just wanted to just go on a little rant for a couple minutes about these truthers going around, all over the internet. And they're one thing I always hear these guys say, and I'm talking, from years and years and years, listening to certain individuals, right? So I was watching a video today put up by a character named the Morguile, which it was a good video, I'll give him credit. But then he made a statement in the video that made me laugh. He said, oh, well, this such and such person, is a shill, right? He's like a shill. So then I left a comment and I asked, I said, I don't think it's logical to call everyone a shill. Can you define what that actually means? And the Morguile responded to me and he said, well, I only called the one dude here a shill, not everyone. But, well, in the video I commented on, he called the one dude a shill because that's the only guy he was talking about in the video. But I guarantee you, if you go to other videos of his, he'll call other people shills. So he's not only saying it about the one person, but I'll get into that in a moment. Then he says a shill is an online personality who has vested interest in taking a position that is favorable to the state and the elite status quo, usually pretending, remember that, pretending to be a regular guy or a truther who is in fact an anti-truther. So with that being said, right, so I gotta ask, it's like, well, wait, so you mean to tell me, because you said that the guy's pretending to be something that he's not, right? He's pretending to be a truther when he's actually not. So why is he pretending that exactly? Like, is somebody paying him money? Is he getting a check in the mail every month from somebody that's paying him off to be a deceiver? I mean, it's like, it amazes me sometimes to, see the level of these people think going out here, people that are supposedly, knowledgeable and able to think for themselves. They'll turn around and be like, well, if this guy or that person disagrees with me, well, that means they must be being paid by somebody, right? They must be being paid by somebody. And I'm thinking to myself, it's like, isn't it more logical and reasonable just to assume that the person is just a regular person who made a YouTube channel and they teach something that they teach differently from you? Not that they're being paid to do that, but just because that's what they believe. I mean, isn't it more logical and reasonable to believe that? It's like, well, shit, just because somebody has a YouTube channel and they talk shit about the flat earth and criticize it, that doesn't mean that they're being paid to sit there and say that. They could be a real average regular person who just decided to make a YouTube video about this subject they don't like. But then these guys will turn around and say, oh, well, nope, everybody is a shill actor agent, right? Everybody is a government shill implanted to bring confusion. It's like, no, that's just stupid to think like that. So I get tired of hearing these guys. They go around and they say, oh, well, this guy is a shill. And then the most ironic part is you'll have these dudes say that about other characters that are popular in the so-called truth community. Like, I'll give you an example. Jake the A-hole, formerly known as Flat Earth A-hole, he's going back and forth right now with RV Truth, right? Russian vids. I've known these guys for years and years. I've been watching them since, like, what, 2016, 2017. But it's funny now because now these guys are going at each other, calling each other, agents and shills and shit like that. And I just find it laughable. It's like, just because they might see something differently, on this topic or that topic, now they'll turn around and call each other shills, even though they both known about each other going around speaking about flat earth and shit like that for years and years. But now, all of a sudden, now they're calling each other, shills and agents and, being paid to say things. It's ridiculous, but that's how these people think. So it's astounding to me. It's astounding to me how, these people that are supposedly intelligent humans, right, that can see through the the bullshit that the government's putting out there to deceive people. But then they'll turn right back around and pretend like, everybody's out to get them, right? Like, if this guy disagrees with me on this topic or that topic, it's because, well, he's being paid to say that. Or let me even give you an example, right? People even say this about me, right? That ETT is being paid, right? ETT is a Shill actor agent being paid. It's like, well, wait a second. Well, how the hell? Who exactly is paying me to lie to 100 people that watch my videos on a daily basis? I mean, who exactly would be paying me to do that? What do they gain from that exactly? And they have no idea. I'll give you an example. Going back like 6 years ago, back when this guy, Vigilant Christian Mario, was on YouTube, and he was like the most popular Christian, YouTuber ever. A guy had like 600,000 subscribers. And my buddy Rock Upon Him, right, back in the day, he actually used to do videos with Mario. That's a topic for another time. But the reason I bring him up is I made a statement in one of my videos, and I said, well, even though I don't like Mario, I'm not going to sit here and lie on the guy and pretend like he's, some type of like, horrible person, doing things to people behind the scenes, because that's what people are saying about him. It's like, no, I'm not going to sit there and say that, even though I don't like the guy. As far as, his teaching, he goes off here or there, sure. But that doesn't mean I'm going to turn around and just lie on the guy for no reason. And because I said that, you had a character whose name is Andrew Ashby. And literally all he does on his channel is make videos about Mario. Like literally, the guy has 1,000+ videos about one person. It's like, damn. You gotta take a damn chill pill at this point, man. I mean, that's stalking right there. It's crazy. But the reason I brought him up, because he saw the clip that I, said about Mario, and then he turned around and said, well, ETT, right, this guy, which I went by a different name back then. They called me Age, inside joke. Right, so Age is getting paid by Mario to sit here and say good things about him. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? Say good things about him. I just stuck up for the guy and said that he's not this horrible person people are trying to say he is. I didn't say that I'm down with what he's teaching. All I said is people are saying lies about him. So because I said that, the conclusion these guys come to, like Andrew Ashby, is, well, he must be being paid to make that statement. It's like, no, that's not even logical. So again, it boggles the mind, how these people think, that everybody that disagrees with them must be being paid. Like, let me give you another example. Right, me and Jay, a couple weeks back, we went on a channel that was called Silver Rain Soul Unchained Mind, right? There was this old, dude on there, right? Guy looking like, he's on his way out, inside joke. But the guy was on there, and he was having a conversation with, me and Jay. We both went on at different times. But him and the people in his audience that were watching, like 60 people, most of them are like, yeah, these guys, right, ETT and J, these guys are like troll agents that were sent here to try to bring division among us. It's like, I'm thinking to myself, what the hell? It's like, just because we disagree with you about the Mandela effect and about, certain other things, it doesn't mean that we're being paid to come here and disagree with you. I mean, it's like, it's ridiculous. The video is called Open Panel, so we decided to hop on and have a conversation just because we might see differently than you do on this topic or that topic. That doesn't mean that we're being paid by somebody. It doesn't mean that we were sent here to bring division. It's like, it's ridiculous, but this is how these people think. They think that they're so deep and so knowledgeable that they deceive themselves into believing that every person that disagrees with them must be being paid or have some type of like ill intent. It's ridiculous, but this is how these people think. And it's a damn shame, it's a damn shame that people are on this type of low vibration, right? These people are on this like low level of thinking. But again, it shows you the stupidity of the average person, that even people who are supposedly knowledgeable enough to see through the The smoke and mirrors that's, set up by the society to dumb you down, they're smart enough to see through that, but then they're dumb enough to believe that everybody's after them, right? Everybody's out to get them. And it's like, you can't think that way. You gotta be a reasonable and smart person and think, say for an example, right? Just to pick a random person, if I have a conversation with a guy named Eddie and we disagree on something, I'm not going to turn around and say, oh, well, he must be being paid to disagree with me. It's like, no, it's much more logical to say, oh, well, he just might see it differently than how I see it. That doesn't mean he's being paid to see it differently. It just means that he might have studied it and seen something different than how I see it. I mean, it's very logical and very reasonable as to why that's the case. But then you could be dumb on the other hand and say, oh, well, he's just disagreeing because he was paid by somebody to disagree. It's like, no, that's called being stupid. But, that's how these people think. And again, they don't think that way because they're actually using their mind. They're just thinking that way because, they watch too many conspiracy videos and shit like that, so they think that everybody that disagrees with them must be deceived, right? Everybody must be, an actor, an agent that's set up to bring division among people. It's like, no. And you got idiots talking about, like, there's this one dude on YouTube who says that he's Jesus, right? This guy named Samuel Owen, aka Concaver of Christians. Got people saying, well, maybe he's set up to trick people. It's like, no, he's just a dumbass that has access to the internet who got online and is saying he's Jesus Christ. I mean, there's nothing more to it. It's just a mentally ill person that has access to the internet who set up a YouTube channel and claims to be Jesus. I mean, nobody's paying him to say that. I mean, that's just stupid. But anyway, I'm going to say shalom.